Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Sunday, August 9th, 2015, around 7:18 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. Going to be another nice and sunny day today, low humidity. Some news to report. Detroit Tigers beat the Boston Red Sox by the score of 7-6 last night. David Ortiz hit another home run. He's now 11 more away to reach the 500 home run club. And David Ortiz's vested option for the Red Sox in 2016 was automatically picked up because of reaching certain plate appearances. So Big Poppy's going to be playing at least one more year for the Red Sox. He has a team option for the team has an option for him in 2017, but I don't know if that's going to be picked up or not, but you never know. And pro football starts tonight. The first Hall of Fame game of the year, for the preseason game, and the first NFL game is the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Minnesota Vikings tonight at 8 on NBC in Canton, Ohio. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and Michelle Tafoya will be calling the action. And that's about it on news. My first video subject of the day is what happened 27 years ago today. It was one of the most famous trades in NHL history, or one of the most famous trades in all of professional sports history. It was the day that the Edmonton Oilers traded the great one, Wayne Gretzky, along with Marty McSorley and Mike Krushelnyski to the Los Angeles Kings for Jimmy Carson and a few other players and $15 million in cash. This was a trade that changed the course of NHL history and also changed the course of hockey history in the United States of America. Background on how this trade happened. The Edmonton Oilers were owned by Peter Pocklington. He bought the team like when they were in the WHA, and the Oilers were such a dynasty in the NHL. They won 4 Stanley Cups in 5 years, 1984, 1985, 1987, 1988. They had some of the greatest players of all time on there, including Grant Fuhrer, Mark Messier, Jari Kurri, Glenn Anderson, Craig McTavish, S.K. Tikkanen, Steve Smith, Charlie Huddy, Grant Fuhrer, and the great one, Wayne Gretzky. The Oilers were a big success in the NHL, but owner Peter Pocklington had some other businesses that were going south and stuff, and he couldn't really afford that anymore, and he couldn't even afford paying Wayne Gretzky's contract. That was so much money to him. Back then, the NHLs did not reveal how much players were making to the public and stuff. That never came out until like 1990, but somebody heard it was Wayne Gretzky was making millions of dollars a year playing for the Edmonton Oilers, and Peter Pocklington could not afford his contract anymore. So after like the 4th Stanley Cup the Oilers won, Wayne Gretzky's father, Walter, was told by Peter Pocklington that the team was shopping him around. There were 3 teams that the Oilers were talking to about trading away Wayne Gretzky to: the Detroit Red Wings, the Vancouver Canucks, and the Los Angeles Kings. And I heard something that like the Detroit deal was called off because I heard like the Oilers wanted Steve Yzerman and somebody else, and they said no way. And Vancouver said they didn't have any good players in return to trade for the Oilers, so that left with the LA Kings. Peter Pocklington and the LA Kings owner Jerry Buss was talking in the mid-'80s about trading for Wayne Gretzky, but that deal didn't come up. Eventually, Jerry Buss sold the Kings to Bruce McNall, who was a new owner of the Kings, and he and Peter Pocklington talked a lot, especially during the off-season of 1987, but they couldn't get a deal done. But after the off-season of 1988, they were talking and talking and talking. Around this time, in July of 1988, the great one Wayne Gretzky got married to actress, dancer Janice Jones, who was spotted on the television series Dance Fever as a dancer. She wanted to make it big in Hollywood and stuff like that. And they had a big wedding in Edmonton, and after their honeymoon, news broke out that the Oilers were shopping Wayne Gretzky to the LA Kings, and the talk was serious enough. And the deal got consumed on August 9th, 1988. It was a most shocking day. Peter Parkington and Wayne Gretzky had a press conference at Edmonton, and Wayne Gretzky was crying and stuff. But before the press conference happened, Peter Parkington and Wayne Gretzky talked in private, saying, "Do you want to really do a press conference for you being traded?" He said, "That's the only way to go." And then he was crying and stuff, and he said, and he agreed to play for, the LA Kings and stuff. So the deal was done. Wayne Gretzky and Marty McSorley and Mike Krushenski were heading to the LA Kings for Jimmy Carson and a couple of other players and $15 million in cash. Originally, the Oilers wanted Luc Robitaille to be coming to as part of the deal, but the LA Kings shot that idea down, says you're not going to be taking Luc Robitaille, so they gave him Jimmy Carson instead, and they agreed to it. And then, a few hours later, at the press conference in Los Angeles, Wayne Gretzky was all smiles and stuff. He says it's a tremendous opportunity for the LA Kings to have a player of his caliber, plus it could grow the game in Southern California and stuff. The LA Kings were in existence for about 21 years at the time, and they had limited success in the NHL and stuff like that. And attendance of the games at the LA Forum for the Kings were hovering around 8,000 to 9,000 a game and stuff. But when the great one Wayne Gretzky started playing for them in 1988-1989 season, the attendance was sold out most of the time. They had a lot of Hollywood stars come in, like many movie stars attended LA Kings games. The LA Kings changed their uniforms. Before they had the yellow and purple scheme, I think, with the uniforms and stuff. They had the LA Kings. They had the Kings logo and stuff, which was yellow and stuff. But when Wayne Gretzky signed, got traded to them, they changed their logo. It was silver and black and white, like the colors of the LA Raiders and stuff. And the LA Kings, with Wayne Gretzky playing for them, they did pretty good in the standings for a few years and stuff like that. They made the playoffs almost every single year, but they could not get past the second round of the playoffs because the LA Kings did not have a number one star goaltender. Kelly Hrudey played for them. That was their number one goalie. He was a decent goaltender, but he wasn't a money goaltender. And the Kings had a good nucleus of players. Besides the great one, they had Bernie Nichols, they had Luc Robitaille, Dave Taylor, Rob Blake, and a few others, and they were going up in the standings and stuff, but they could never make it through the second round of the playoffs and stuff. And with Wayne Gretzky coming to the Los Angeles Kings, that helped promote the hockey in the United States pretty big time. A lot of youth hockey organizations in Southern California got up in attendance and stuff. They had more youth hockey leagues being expanded over the greater Los Angeles area. And also, in addition, when Wayne Gretzky came to the LA Kings, the NHL decided to start expanding, adding more teams to the Sun Belt in the United States of America. They added teams in San Jose and in Florida and Tampa Bay and Dallas and Phoenix and Nashville and Carolina and Atlanta and other southern cities. And also minor league hockey exploded in the southern United States. You could credit with Wayne Gretzky signing with the Los Angeles, getting traded to the Los Angeles Kings to see the explosion of hockey in southern the United States with all of him. Wayne Gretzky never won a Stanley Cup with the LA Kings. They made it to the Cup Finals in 1993, but they got bounced by the Montreal Canadiens in 5 games. Wayne Gretzky got traded to the St. Louis Blues at the trading deadline in 1995-1996, but he made an impact of hockey not only in Southern California but in the Southern United States and stuff like that. If Wayne Gretzky did not get traded to Los Angeles Kings in the summer of 1988, then the NHL probably would not be in the southern United States with teams and stuff. And he made hockey very, very popular in the Los Angeles area, but the southern United States and stuff, you could credit Wayne Gretzky for that. And also with Wayne Gretzky's trade, many people in Canada, especially some of the politicians, wanted to block that trade, saying that would be devastating to Canada. It was to a point and stuff, but like Canada has a lot of hockey players and stuff like that. The Oilers actually won a Stanley Cup in 1990 without Wayne Gretzky playing, but that was the last time they won a Stanley Cup. They haven't had too much success since then, maybe making one Stanley Cup in 2006 and stuff. So I think the government would not want to get involved in sports things. They had more important things than something to do with like blocking Wayne Gretzky's trade and stuff like that. So that's about it on that. So you could credit like all these expansion teams in the NHL or relocated teams in the NHL due to Wayne Gretzky getting traded to the LA Kings in 1988. And that's about it on that. 2 more video blogs are coming today. First video blog will be about MBTA bus route 90 from Wellington Station to Davis Square, Somerville via Sullivan Square and Broadway and Highland Ave. And the third and final video blog of the night, personality profile. Tonight's personality profile will be about the icon of Georgia Championship Wrestling, former NWA World Champion Tommy Wildfire Rich. Keep calm, and I'm a Julie Button guy. Wally Rosenblatt of Fox 35 Rocks and has nice legs. And in the words of Mr. Carl Yanley Foyma, BMHS English teacher, hello scholars. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.